Yeah, I mean, good week from obviously the ultimate goal perspective, right? Is to win, and so we got the 2 wins and got back at home, which it felt like we hadn't been here in a little bit because we had played the last 3 games on the road. So good to be back in the friendly confines, right, of the Sawmill. And got the results. Yeah, completely different types of teams that we played. So 2 different game plans that we got to prepare for, to watch our kids kind of try to put those to the test, I guess, and then see if they could execute, which, for the most part we did. Still ups and downs. I mean, I think at times we look really good and we look like a well-oiled machine, maybe on the offensive end, sometimes maybe not so much, and a few too many lulls for the coaching staff, but, on the defensive end, I still think we're trying to find that identity a little bit. I think there's still another step we can take on that end. So we'll get back to watching some film from those games later today and see if we can't clean it up. But, proud of them. Different people keep stepping up on different nights and, trying to prepare, I guess, for us when you don't know who it's going to be could be difficult. But at the same time, maybe a little more consistency from our group would be nice.
Speaking about those players that stepped up in a big way, first off, you had Zoe Nelson tying a career high 11 rebounds against a solid opponent, against a conference opponent, tying that previous record that wasn't in conference, and then Destiny Lombard with that amazing stretch that we saw where she just turned on a fire and just kept on playing. Talk about the performances that you saw from those two off the bench.
Yeah, no, they were great. Our bench was really good in that game. I think we outscored them something like 34-7 or something like that on the bench. And, they were good along with Kyla, coming off the bench in that game. But, yeah, Des, when you can get her out in space and she's playing and shooting with confidence right now, that's when she's at her best. She's an elite-level athlete, so we just need to get her as much space as we can and let her kind of do her thing. But she's come a long way in the year plus that she's been here, really coming into her own defensively as well, and a lot of her offense will come from that end. And then Zoe, we needed Zoe with Kirsten out this weekend. It was going to be an opportunity for Zoe, and to her credit, she capitalized on that. I think at halftime we had maybe 16 rebounds, maybe 17. I think she had 10 of those 16 or 17 rebounds at halftime, and so we needed her with some of the foul trouble that we were in. And, she just kind of let her offense come to her, didn't try to push or press the issue at all offensively, but got some big rebounds and some putbacks, got to the free throw line. So, really proud of both of those kids and in a game that we needed them to be really good.
I think looking just at the national rankings, you guys actually went up with your performances based on field goal percentage. I think you guys went up. You're now 6th in the nation, about to crack that top 5. And again, I know you're more focused on centralized, but outside media presence, first bracketology came out for March Madness, puts you guys in as one of the next 4 out, which puts the WAC in a two-team bid for one of the first times in serious conversation. What does that say about the testament, not only from a conference standpoint, but also for you guys and everybody else that's taking notice?
Yeah, well, I think the league's goal, the WAC, and even with some of the seeding, formula that we have, is to eventually somehow try to be a 2-bid conference on the men's and women's side. I don't know. I think it obviously means we're doing something right, that we've scheduled maybe the right opponents, had some quality wins. We have a couple losses in there, but they're not bad losses that I don't think kill your resume. So really that's what it is. Now, I'm sure our margin for error is not very big. We're not really going to talk about that too much, and there's still just so much basketball to play. But, to be in the conversation, to be one of the top, at-large teams, I guess, if you don't win your league, would be something that hasn't been done in a long, long time here. Honored, I guess, to be a part of it. I think people are recognizing what we're doing here and what we've been able to accomplish, in the past. But obviously that recognition is based off of this year. And so, this group's put in the time and the effort, and hopefully they can keep working at it.
I know it's early on in the week. Got Battle of Piney Woods or Battle of the Piney Hardwood, whatever you want to call it, going to Sam 8 and 9 this year. I'm sure you probably haven't looked at it, but just talk about the overall atmosphere that comes with playing Sam, the history that you've possibly had throughout your time here, and the momentous thing that is going to be, especially with Sam moving out of conference going into next season.
Yeah, so there's a lot going on, right, with this one, and even this year with Sam changing leagues. But, it's a rivalry game, whatever, we all have them, whether it's your high school or college or, different, positions that I've been in, you always have them. This is as good as any of them. Typically you throw records out, right, when you have these rivalry type games, and you're going to get everybody's best, and there's going to be emotion and excitement and energy attached to these games. So it's really, can you settle down and play, and who can just settle down and play the quickest, right? But if you don't have energy, you don't have effort. Sam on the women's side in particular, because they come at you in waves and they're very athletic, and they can score it, they can defend it. It's a little bit of a new team, so they did graduate a couple of their players from the past few years that have been dominant players for them, but still certainly talented enough. So yeah, as the week goes, we'll get on them a little bit more and more as the week goes. But yeah, fun rivalry, fun environments typically to play in. I think it's a doubleheader for us because I think we're at 5:00, so the men are going to play after us. So I would assume that would even make the environment a little bit better. But yeah, we'll try to get them prepared before Thursday.
More of a random question for you. Why do you love the game of basketball?
Oh, that is really random. Yeah, well, I mean, it was sports in general growing up. I just played every sport and was introduced to a lot of them. Just fell in love with that sport in particular. And I think we've talked about this, but I went to college thinking I was going to sports broadcast, and that didn't go so well. So I didn't know what I was going to do, but I knew my passion was basketball and sports still, but basketball in particular. So when we can't keep playing, I guess some of us just decide to coach, and from that point on, it's just it's I guess worked in my favor, and I've been pretty lucky along the way to get some good opportunities. But yeah, no, I don't know what else I would do. So you just kind of fell in love with it at an early age, and it's just stuck with me all these years.
Well.